Gabriel Keyes was born in 1978 in Utah. He was the second of 10 kids and raised in a strict, isolated household. You know, the kind where every book, every conversation, and influence came from inside the house. The family eventually shifted from mainstream religion to an extreme, off grid belief system. They moved to the woods in Washington and lived without any electricity, running water, homeschooled the kids, and preached that the outside world was corrupt and dangerous. Oh, and their neighbors? Yeah, one of the families they got close to would later be tied to a series of violent crimes tied to hate groups. So Keyes was growing up around weapons, paranoia, and radical beliefs. And it gets even darker. Even as a young teen, Keyes showed some of the signs that something was a little off. He would disappear into the forest for hours alone, and then would admit later that he harmed animals, especially cats, for fun. There's one specific story involving a tree and a 22 rifle that I will not repeat in detail, but just know that it was bad. At some point later in his teens, he rejected the religious upbringing that he had completely. He started mocking it and calling himself an atheist, but also he was careful. He didn't advertise his shift, he knew when to play the part when needed. The ability to blend in, yeah, that would become his signature. Later into his life, at around 20 years old, Keyes joined the military. He was stationed in Washington, then moved to Egypt, and then Texas. And here is the weird part. He was really good at it. There was no red flags, he kept his head down, followed orders, even drank and joked around with other soldiers. He had a reputation for being quiet, but super likable. While the army gave him structure and discipline, he was also learning how to operate in complete secrecy.